Hello, everybody. This is Craig Ries with Hollywood Junket, and we are back with a second interview with John Holiday. That is right, one of the standouts so far from this season's The Voice is back to answer our questions and to catch us up on the show. We literally got to watch him last night in the knockout rounds versus Cammy Clune, and it was a very, very great performance for both of them. But John Holiday was chosen to move on to the live performances that start next week. I am so excited to have him back with us. We got lots of questions about the knockouts, maybe what he has in store for the lives. We'll see how much we can get from him. But yes, John will be joining us in just a minute. So in just a second, John Holiday will be joining us for our second interview. And yes, there he is.
I'm here. Hello.
How are you doing right now?
I am great. How are you doing?
Doing awesome.
Good.
Last night, or the last couple nights were really rough. I did lose a few of some of my favorites, but
oh no, did you?
Oh yeah, but that's it. This is the point in the show where that happens. But I am so excited for you. You had another great performance last night, and we are going to talk about that.
Yeah, let's do it.
So, first question.
Yes.
What were your immediate thoughts when you knew that you were going to be performing against Cammy?
I literally thought how cool it was going to be to sing with her because she is so talented and she has such a beautiful voice. One of the things that I always talked about her voice, in fact, I was telling her this last night, is like I felt like her voice sounded like honey. It just, I just thought her voice was so beautiful and nice and warm. So I was like, you know what, this is going to be cool. So I was looking forward to it. I was looking forward to hearing what she was going to sing because I had no clue. I literally didn't know who I was singing against.
Right.
And I also didn't know what she was going to sing. Or at that point, not knowing who it was, I was like, what is he or she going to sing? I didn't know who I was paired up against.
Right.
So it was really cool to get out there and listen to her sing and then to see that arrangement take place in real time. Her arrangement of I Put a Spell on You, I thought was really like hauntingly beautiful and like just, I get chills right now thinking about how beautiful it was. So it's a lot of fun singing with Camry or listening to her sing and then, being there to support and encourage her.
Yeah, I can't imagine like sitting there and watching her perform. Like in your head, are you listening and listening to the performance, or are you preparing for your song in your head?
I am a person who I really try my best to be super present.
Yes.
Which is why I was like, I'm pretty sure. I'm like, let me make sure we're going to start on time today. I was like, I'm so good with that. I was like, dang it, did I miss it again? But no, like,
no, it's all good.
I try to be like super present when I'm with anyone so that you feel and you know that you matter to me. So I was listening to her. There were moments of it that I would slip out of it and be like, I need to breathe. I need to remember that I'm breathing even while I'm sitting down. Breathe, because you get into the moment of like you get so kind of like anxious, like you have no idea what's going to happen next. You know the song that you're going to sing, but you're like, am I going to be able to get up and execute it? So definitely having those moments. But you can't help when someone is singing as beautifully as Cammy sang.
Right.
You can't help but sit back and listen to it with joy. And I was just like, you better sing, girl. Like I was just like, I wanted her to sing and sing beautifully. So I was happy to be a part of being live and hearing that right at my heart space. So
yes. Well, you chose a Celine song, which I was talking with another contestant earlier, and I was saying like that was such a risk because like that's just one of those artists on that list that it's risky. But you nailed it. Nailed it.
Thank you.
And specifically working with Usher during that rehearsal, what did you learn most from him, or how did he help you with tackling that song?
Usher was just hilarious. Like, we walked into the stage and there he is standing there. And I'm like, oh my God, it's Usher, who is amazing. He's done all these wonderful things and has an amazing catalog of music. Is a fantastic singer, actor, dancer, all these things, triple threat. And so it was kind of starstruck, but then immediately if you get too wrapped up in it that you won't remember what he's saying. So I was like, let me make sure that I'm listening. And it was really wonderful what he was saying. He's like, I want you to make it your own because as a huge Celine Dion fan, like literally, I don't know if there's a bigger fan of Celine Dion than me. I really don't. Like, I love her. Celine, if you're
Yes.
watching, I love you so much, Celine.
Yes.
But I was singing it like her, and they were both, John and Usher were like, we hear Celine and your singing, period. We'll never be able to not hear that, but we want to hear you. We want to see what you're going to do. What can you bring to the table? And so it was at that point that I was like, okay. And then the thought of like, what would Aretha do? I was like, not what would Jesus do?
Yeah,
What would
yeah.
Aretha do? You know, I used to wear those like WWJD bracelets when I was in school.
Yes.
So I was like, okay, what would Aretha do? And so trying to make it my own. So really just the same thing that John has been trying to teach me and coach me the entire time, to lean more into the uniqueness that is who I am. And what John said this time, which I thought was really extraordinary, he was like, you know, you don't have to run and do these things. You can just sing and enjoy the line, which is something that I tell my students. So it's like, you know, it's really this crazy cyclical thing where I, as a teacher, am teaching my students that, and I get on stage and you're trying
And you're
to
the
do
student.
things. Yeah, and you're the student. And in an effort to be impressive, oh, this is so funny that I'm even getting ready to say it now. In an effort to be impressive, you do crazy things. And one of the very first things that I teach my students is sing to express rather than sing to impress. Because you don't know who you're impressing. You don't know if you're going to impress them all the time. But if you sing to express, that's going to be much more amazing than singing to try to impress anyone. So I don't know. There's so many things that I could talk about that they've taught me, and life lessons that are not just vocal, but like life lessons that I think will go with. Well, I know they'll go with me my whole entire my life and my career. But it was just extraordinary being on the stage with them. You know, sharing the space. Can you imagine sharing that kind of space with those kinds of giants? Yeah. So, and then still being able to get up there and sing, you know, I was like, okay, how am I going to sing today, Lord? You know, but it happened. So
I love the impress versus express. It literally sounds like one of the nuggets that Usher kept dropping during all the. I was like,
he was
writing down all his quotes were so good.
His quotes were hilarious. They had me laughing. I always teach them to, you know, sing to express rather than singing to impress. You just, because you never know who's going to be impressed. Like, if that's what you're singing for the wrong reason.
You're going to get let down. Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to get let down because you're never going to know who's impressed by what you're singing. And most of the time, you should sing for pleasure, sing for joy, and sing to lift other people up. That's been the most amazing thing for me, is getting all the DMs, you know, from people who are just saying how inspired they are, or that I've encouraged them to think differently about something. That's the most beautiful thing for me. Yes. So I've been really happy with that.
I have to say, one of my favorite moments from the episode last night was, it was Usher just off camera doing an interview, and he was like, what did I do wrong in my life that I couldn't sing like that? Talking about you. And I was like, that is so awesome. That was great.
He was so nice. He was hilarious.
Yeah.
He also said something that it's kind of akin to what one of my friends told me once before. I was doing a workshop of We Shall Not Be Moved, which is an opera that I premiered at Philadelphia Opera Philadelphia. And the librettist for that, Mark Bamuti Joseph, told me, he said, what is it like? This is so funny. He's like, what is it like having a Ferrari or a Lamborghini and like just getting in it and driving? I was like, what are you talking about? He said, that's what your voice is. And so to hear Usher say that last night was kind of like a full circle thing.
Yeah.
For Usher to say, he's like, when you have a car that drives that fast and is that pretty, you want to take it everywhere. So I get goosebumps thinking about that. But it's just, you know, I feel honored being able to be a vessel. You know, I just want to sing and make people happy. That's really what I want to do. I want to make people happy and feel good about their lives. And I want people to know that what you see in me also exists in you. That's what I want to do. I hope I win. I hope I go the distance. And with you guys, I will go the distance. But I just want to make you guys know that there's something out there. I want to remind you that there's good music out there, that there are good people. Hopefully that's what I'm doing.
You definitely are. You're doing great, and I'm so glad you're moving forward. Yeah. I have a few more questions for you. I don't want to take up too much of your day, but you just mentioned opera, which was actually one of my questions, so it's a great segue. Yes. We know that you sing opera, and I have kind of two questions about that. First, Ryan Gallagher did his knockout with an opera song. What did you think about his performance?
I thought that Ryan did a very good job. He and
Yeah.
I are very good friends, and he's such a dear heart, beautiful voice, beautiful energy, and beautiful spirit. Outside of his singing, he's such a fantastic person, and to me, that matters the most. I think
Yes.
it's really beautiful seeing someone sing in another language. You know, as someone who
Mhm.
speaks different languages and sings in different languages, it's really cool to hear him up there singing in Italian. I think that the world needs to see more of that. And hopefully along the line they get to see it also from me. You know, we're gonna plan and see if I get to sing some opera for you guys or not. You don't know. You just keep
Well,
voting for me, then you'll see some opera, people.
exactly.
But no, I thought he was incredible. I thought he was absolutely incredible, and he sang with conviction and with presence of heart and of spirit, and the voice just followed him. So, and I
Hmm.
think people are really liking him. I thought that Lariah was beautiful last night. I thought that Julia was awesome.
Yeah.
My battle partner, I thought she was incredible, or as my teacher would say, fandantastic.
Yes.
And I thought that that Taryn Papa did a great job too. So America's gonna have a really hard job picking someone out of that four-way knockout. I know who I'm voting for though, but I ain't gonna tell you. So yeah, it's
It's
great.
safer. Yes.
Yes, I won't say a word.
No, no, I wouldn't even ask you that. I was gonna see if I could get you to say if you were thinking about doing opera for the lives, but you
Oh,
just kind of
totally.
mentioned that. We'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, you
And
know, I think it should be
yeah,
a little bit of a reveal. You know, the way I feel
absolutely.
about it is, you know, in my thinking of it, I mean, it's just like, you know, here I am. I'm telling you that I come from the opera world. If you search for anything of me online, you will find nothing but opera clips. You know, so
Uh-huh,
you can
uh-huh.
see that I'm not, you know, I'm not lying about it. I am an opera singer, and I think that it's really beautiful. I hope that the audience is like seeing me veer away from the opera and try something else. So see me do that other thing first, and then maybe I'll return to it. So if I get far enough, you know, I will sing some opera. I hope that's one of my goals is to sing for you some opera. So we'll see what happens. If
I
y'all
think it's
vote for
gonna
me, I'll
happen
be there.
because I see you going pretty far. So
Well, I want to
I'll
be on the
leave it at
finals.
that.
You know, I want to go to the finale. So I'm praying like, Lord, okay, I think I can do it. You know, so I'm working hard. I promise you guys. So
Well, I could talk to you all day, but I won't. I'll do two more questions with
I
you.
got time. You're not bothering me. I'm not doing anything. After I get up here, I'm gonna take a nap. That's all I'm gonna
Okay,
do.
well, I got to run to Home Depot and get some stuff. So I'm like,
Oh,
ugh,
get it from Home Depot, huh?
I'd
When we
rather
get from
nap.
Home Depot.
What can we expect from you from the lives? What would you still like to do? And my producer actually had a great question when we had a talk. Was you've pushed yourself to the top? Like, so how are you going to top yourself moving forward?
I think that the thing about topping yourself is something to not worry about, because I think that
Yeah.
that can get in the way. If like I'm constantly trying to, no, I'm not trying to do that. I'm just trying to give you the best of me.
Yes.
My
Best
best
experience.
yeah,
Yeah.
I just want to give you the best of me. My best may be different than what it was the time before, but it doesn't mean it's not my top performance or that I didn't top myself. I
Right.
think
You
that's
didn't try as
also
hard. Yeah. Yeah.
exactly. I
Yeah.
think that sometimes is a fallacy. I really do, and I think that we have to. I understand the question like totally, and it's a
Hmm.
legitimate question. But I think that one must always put their best foot forward, and in doing so, I'm always doing the best job that I can. Who's to say that I'm not feeling, not that I don't want to wish that on myself, I'm knocking on wood, but who's to say that I'm not feeling well on a night, but I still get
Right.
up on the stage and I give you my best? Is that not my
Yeah.
best? That's still my best. It's my best that night. And so I just plan to sing my best for you, whatever I'm doing. I want to return to some of the jazz that I've sung before. I love the fact that my trajectory so far has been jazz, then something more modern, you know, and then a pop ballad. It'd be nice to go back to a jazz song, then to another thing that's brand new, then some more pop and something brand new. I think that's a good way to do it, to show I can sing all of these genres. And then sing some opera for you too. That's at some point what I want to do. So I love jazz. I would love to sing a gospel song for you guys at some point. So who
Oh,
knows? And maybe
oh,
and maybe
yeah.
play the piano for you guys, because I've been I mean, to me it's about strategy too. Strategically, I'm waiting to play the piano for you guys and sing, because I do I don't know if you guys know it or not, but I do also play the piano, and I've played the piano basically my entire life too. So I'm waiting to do that, and I will do it at some point. But I think it's important to put your best foot forward, and this is called a voice. So I want to make sure that I'm singing first, and then
Yes.
the instrument is second. Jazz, pop, some gospel, some opera. You never know.
Ah,
So just pray for me, or send up good thoughts, or send up good meditations for me. And I think it's really important to give all of me to you guys, which is what my intention is. So I think it's a beautiful question. By all means, I welcome it. How will I top myself? But the question really should be, how do you want to show up every time? And I think that the way that I want to show up is, I want to be my best self, so that you guys can see yourselves in me, what it looks like to keep on striving. Because the truth of the matter is, something I tell my students all the time: you can never recreate something that you've already done. It's done.
yeah.
You got to move on to the next thing, and
Yes.
try to do the best you can in that. If I tried to recreate all by myself, I would fail at it every time. I can't do that. I couldn't sing that performance the way I sang it again, because it would be different. It has to come fresh every time.
Yep.
So that's my goal: to give you a fresh performance, to give you my best, be in good voice, and to sing healthily and with beauty and with connectedness. And hopefully that reaches people. I pray that it does. It may not, but I pray that it does. Yeah.
I love it. Oh, wow, that's really loud. Hopefully that stops in a
Alarm.
second.
It's all good.
Of course. It's like my time limit sound. Okay.
Here it does. Stop. Oh, somebody's doing it on their
It almost
keychain.
sounds like they knew I was doing this. No. Final question, just for fun. We've loved seeing your talent. And I love that you are talking about playing piano. I knew you did, but maybe a lot of other people didn't know. Do you have another hidden talent that we don't know about? And it doesn't even have to be singing related.
I wouldn't say it's a hidden talent, but it's a hidden hobby. I'm a
Okay.
flight simulator enthusiast, so I love to fly airplanes. That's something that I really, really, really love to do. When I'm stressed, I think my little brother's on here. When I'm stressed out, I'll start flying airplanes. So I fly airplanes all the time in my spare time. So that's probably what I'll do after I get off of the interview with you, is fly some airplanes. I
Nice.
fly so much that I fly in a group with some professional pilots. I fly so much that they thought that I was a real pilot. But I have only flown. I've flown a Cessna Skylane twice in upstate New York, and other than that, I have not flown at a big major, a jet. But I've definitely flown some propeller planes, single engine planes. But I love flying, and I love to cook. So there you go. I
Love.
love
Great.
my flight simulator. If you call me while I'm doing it, I will be like, call me back.
Yeah.
So
Not right now.
I gotta focus. Yeah.
Well, John, thank you so much for your time. And you've just been such a pleasure, not only to talk to, but obviously to watch on the show. Obviously, you're getting a lot of love. Earlier in this conversation, you were talking about fans sending thoughts and prayers, but I also remind them that it also takes votes now at this point.
Yeah.
We are
Vote
now
for me.
at the point of the
Please
show
vote for
where it
me.
takes votes. So if you love John, please make sure you're watching those nights and voting on those nights so we can keep him onto the finale and we get to see
Yes.
all these genres that he wants to show us.
Yes, please do that. And any of the members of the Divine Nine that are out there, especially Phi Beta Sigma fraternity and Zeta Phi Beta sorority, y'all vote for your boy. Vote for me. I need you all so, so, so much. So keep me in your thoughts and prayers, and your little dials. Vote for me. I need all 10 of your votes. All 10.
Yep. Well, I know that you are stuck in a hotel for Thanksgiving, but I still hope you have a great holiday. Make the most of it. Join some video calls. And I know you're also using that time to prepare for the live. So I hope you have
getting ready.
a great weekend. And I can't wait to see what you bring next.
Thank you so much. I will see you maybe the next time, okay?
Oh, we'll be talking
I'll
again.
be like on
We'll be
time.
talking again.
Yeah, I'll be on time next time, okay?
I think this is now our running joke,
I think it might be. I'm gonna be like, we're starting on the hour, right? Okay.
Yeah. Wait, it was Monday? I thought it was Tuesday. What?
Oh God, I feel so bad. All right, Craig. I'll see you later.
Yes, have a great weekend.
You too. Bye.
Bye. Alrighty, guys, that was the amazing John Holiday. He is on to the live performances that start on Monday. It was so great to talk to him again. We have done lots of interviews with many of the contestants from this season's The Voice. They are all here on our Instagram, and we also repost them to our YouTube channel at Hollywood Junket.